I'm Vicki Wagner, and welcome to Lesbian Knows Best. Today, our topic is older women who discovered that they might just be bisexual. My guest today is Lisa Samuel from Brooklyn, New York. And Lisa, you just discovered at age 45 that you might be attracted to women. Is that right?
That's true. I look at women a lot of times in real life, but mostly online because that's where you can see the very, very sexy, modelly women.
I've never heard of it. You always hear about the guys guys going online and looking at porn, but because you look like so wholesome to me, and you look like this cookie cutter picture of model housewife, and here you are online looking at women. Okay, can you tell me about that?
Well, I'm on a GTO website where there are a lot of guys on the site.
I'm sorry, what is a GTO website?
I drive a GTO.
Oh, a car?
A car, yeah.
Okay.
It's a car.
And you found pictures of naked women on that site? Or?
Well, yeah. I talk to a lot of guys online, and there are a few women on the site too, but they're always posting up pictures of very scantily clad women.
Who's posting?
The guys.
So it's a car website?
It's a car, and
they're posting pictures of scantily clad women? Okay, I don't get it. But
it's mostly guys on the site, so that's what guys like to look at and talk about. So.
Well, me too, but I don't know if I go to a car site for that. But anyway, go ahead.
Well, maybe you ought to come check it out.
Come to the GTO website. But I mean, you just started thinking about this since you looked at these women on the website, or what?
No, it's just, I think ever since I was probably in my early 20s, I've always thought about it. I even had a girlfriend one time that we were talking about maybe hooking up, and I think neither one of us did anything. We were waiting for the other one to maybe make the first
move. You couldn't, yeah, so it never happened?
No, it never did.
That's too bad for you. But you've been married a couple of times, right?
Yeah, well, I like men better. I prefer men.
Well, you wouldn't know because you never had a woman.
But
sorry, man.
I know what men have, and I know what women have.
Yeah, but we can produce those things. We can buy them at a store.
Well, like I said, you might have had better products than I did, because the ones that I've had,
Lisa, are you telling us you're a vibrator user or what? What's happening?
Yeah, I've used vibrators before.
Women and their toys. So now you've had 2 marriages to 2 guys, and when did you start thinking that maybe you were attracted to women, just out of curiosity? Like
I said, probably since I was in my early 20s, I've been attracted to women. I find a lot of women very sexy, and as I'm sure you do as well.
I sure do, yeah.
And just there are certain women I look at and I think they're very hot, and I wouldn't mind touching her and kissing her and being with her.
I'm sorry, but you look like a librarian to me, so it's kind of you know what they say about, it's always the women that, don't drink, don't smoke, you know what I'm saying?
And that's me too. I'm the one that doesn't drink and doesn't smoke.
But you're online looking at porn? No, I'm kidding. I mean, are you, or?
Not usually.
It's just, you're just looking at the pictures of the scantily clad women.
I don't have anything against porn, but I don't go out of my way to find it.
Oh, okay, that's good. I'm not a porn watcher myself. I don't really get the point, but whatever. The question I'm wondering is, and I want our viewers to know that, first of all, there is such a thing as bisexuality, and I'm not a doctor, but they've done all their, their scales and everything of who's who, and I actually have friends who say, yes, they are definitely bisexual, and they either like men and women equally, but, being gay is not a preference,
No,
It's just like, if you're a homosexual, you're born that way, and I just want our viewers to know, nobody turns gay, just because you start looking at some hot women. I mean, I'm not going to turn straight just because I see some pictures of some hot guys, but it is kind of interesting, that you're later in life and now you're starting to get bi-curious, and you think you're going to ever act on that, or what?
Maybe if I didn't have a boyfriend and I found the right woman.
I mean, is it just a fantasy of yours, or?
Like I said, if I didn't have a boyfriend, and I found the right woman, I would try it.
You would? Yeah. I mean, have you ever? I mean, it's kind of interesting because we had a guest on not too long ago that actually sleeps with straight women, but whatever. we had this on the show. There are just, for anybody out there, I mean, there's websites you can go to actually meet women. And I do want to say, I'm not endorsing any websites, but there are websites that you can go to, and it's just for hookups, just to meet people. I mean, men, women, whoever. And if you want to have a bisexual experience, I say, hey, you should try it and at least see if you like it. It doesn't make you gay if you have a bisexual experience, just so you know. So
Yeah.
anybody who wants to just have that experience or have a fling with somebody, it's not going to make you gay, but at least you'll have a good time and you'll get to see what maybe you're missing, or you can say, well, that was better in my fantasy. What you can do is you can go on the websites, you can just type in, looking for a bisexual experience. You probably get it like hundreds of hits, but there are actually dating websites, and I actually happen to know men and women who have actually gone on there and hooked up just for like a one-night stand or something. So maybe that's what you
Yeah.
should look at.
I actually was on a dating website last year, which is where I met my boyfriend. But, and I was looking at women, but I was.
Okay.
Because I was like, well, maybe there's a woman who I might be interested
Ladies,
in.
if you're interested, Lisa's available. Lisa, we got to wrap up the show, but I want to thank you so much because this is a really relevant topic for people. And if anybody wants to write in or anything, or maybe get a date with Lisa, they're
God.
definitely welcome to write in. But what I want to tell people is, if you want to have an experience and you don't want it to be a fantasy, act on it. You only have one life. You're only going to live once. No one's going to kill you if you have this experience, and you don't have to tell anybody, and you don't even have to use your real name if you don't want to. If anybody wants to write in about the topic or give some advice or tell about their experience, please write into www.lesbianknowsbest.com. Lisa, thank you for coming on the show, and thanks a lot. We'll see you next week. I'm Vicki Wagner. Bye-bye.